Good morning, good morning, good morning. This one is blank. I don't understand. Can that be any number? Any number. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I am serving my community service hours. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you can't help me? Oh, you gonna do that one? I don't know what you said, but all right. Yeah, so it was one night in August. I was leaving from a party, drinking nothing but wine. I wasn't drinking any hard liquor. But this is a learning experience for me, and I actually have to write in my journal all the learning things I learned in this situation. So yes, I caught my first charge. I went to jail. I didn't go in a cell. I did a cash bond. I bonded myself out that same night. But the thing is, the camera shows that I'm not drunk or anything. When the doctors say on your medicine bottle, don't drink and take your medicine, don't do that. This is how my day went. So the night before, I was drinking wine. I was in the comfort of my home, drinking a wine called Chardonnay. After drinking that, I woke up the next day with a hangover. Instead of eating or anything, I didn't eat much. I couldn't stomach anything. I was drinking water. I was drinking liquids, but I wasn't eating anything. So later on that day, I go to pick up my friend, and I asked her, "Do you have any medicine for migraines?" Because I took my medicine, and I took a nap. I took my medicine around like 6:30. Woke up around like 8:30, and I went to go pick up my friend, and I asked her in text message. I said, "Do you have any medicine for migraines?" She said no. So we went to Walgreens, and she purchased Excedrin for me. And so we get to this party, we're hanging out, everything. I'm drinking wine there as well. Mind you, I did not eat, so I still have this wine in my system from last night and the next day. Long story short, I stopped drinking around 12:30 at night. I get pulled over 5:30 in the morning. White cop, of course. He's like, "Ma'am, what's going on?" So GPS, listen, I don't like the GPS. GPS doesn't work at all. GPS had me go down a one-way street before. Don't trust your GPS. They trying to get you. So I get pulled over, and the cop says, "Ma'am, what's going on?" I said, "Sorry, sir, I was about to get off the wrong exit, but I caught myself, and now I'm driving." He's like, "Your car is like going left and right?" I said, "Yes, because I need an alignment on my car. Every time I'm trying to drive straight, the car want to go left, and I'm trying to keep it pulled this way." So he takes me out the car. He says, "License and registration." I said, "Sir, I could give you my license. That's about it." So I give him the license. He only pulled me over because I'm from out of state. He see Connecticut plates. That's all. He didn't stop the other cars that was speeding in front of me. He didn't stop the car that was tailgating me. So, and I'm sharing this because I have to, because it's to help someone else or to save somebody from a situation. Do not drink and take your medicine at the same time. and don't drink the next day and not eat something. Make sure you eat. So basically, he gets me out the car. I'm doing the test. I'm passing the test. But for some reason, he started reading me my rights. And I'm like, the Miranda rights. I'm like, wait, what? And so he was like, do you want to finish? And I'm like, yeah, I'll finish. So he starts having me do little things. And I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm passing it. And then he says, count 30 seconds. So I said, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Not drunk at all. None of my words slurring. None of my words are slurring. So, mind you, this test was done on cops. Cops even failed the test. Did they come to work drunk that day? I think it's a FSC test. It's like a physical something. I didn't do the one when I walk. He knows I had a handicap permit and I walk with a limp. So that one wasn't going. And then I had to use the bathroom. So I'm like, sir, I have to use the bathroom. So I'm doing a test or whatever. Next thing you know it, I'm in handcuffs. For the first time. I'm in the back of a cop car for the first time. I'm pleading the blood of Jesus. I did that many a times. And I'm like, Jesus, what's going on? I never did this. Lesson 1. Even though I was drinking wine, I was still partying. I was moving backwards instead of moving forward. God already took me out the darkness. God already took me out of where I used to be, partying, drinking. Why am I going back? Because wine, after that wine, I was going to want something harder. So, catching this case put me in a situation, a real tight one, budget-wise, freedom-wise. I have to keep looking over my shoulder-wise. Florida, they don't play down here, you know. All of us that are from up north, we are very privileged in many, many ways. So that's why I am in this museum right now, cleaning dominoes, because I'm doing, my community service. So I called my mom because it was a week before I called my mom because I'm embarrassed at this time. I'm scared. I don't want to tell my mom. Mind you, I'm 27. Why am I scared to tell my mom? Because I'm nervous. I don't want to worry my mother. She's far away. My mom is 1,100 miles away from me. All she could do is pray. And I said, Ma, they saying I make her do jail time. I'm not built for jail. Can you please pray for me? So then I'm doing the court dates. And now I told my mom I don't want a public defender from out here because they work for the state of Florida. They don't care about me. I want a lawyer that I gotta pay. So I'm shopping around for lawyers. They $3,500. One lawyer said $5,500. Another one said $25,000. Another one said $2,000. So I'm like, all right, Ma. Somebody said $2,000. Let's get this. We don't have an income like that. So my mom said, just go with a public defender. Mom knows best. So I said, okay, I'll go with the public defender. I don't feel that public defender represented me at all correctly. You have valid proof about my medicine. You have valid proof about my car at the shop. and it failed the alignment. You have valid proof in the video that I wasn't drunk. The only thing I can say I wish I didn't do was breathe on that machine when I got to the jail. Oh, the cop lied. He said that my eyes was glossy and red. No, they wasn't, because when I got to the Hillsborough County Jail, my eyes was clear in the picture they took of me. Then when I took the test, the blow in the machine, it kept saying 0. Kept saying 0. And they kept having me do it like they want the whatever I'm drinking, they want it to come from my gut. The BAC machine, whatever they use, that is for, like, it really don't work, and it needs to get out. They need to find they only need to take blood from people. They only need to take blood, because that machine does not work. What that machine does, it takes the particles from the mouth. You could just have one drink, and it's going to take the solution from what you're drinking and put it on there. So, long story short, my count was 121 over 116. It is not 100% accurate exactly in dot, but they go for that until it's them in the situation. So, I have to walk around with a DUI charge on my report now. My community service people, they're nice. They don't treat me like a criminal. But I feel enslaved. I feel enslaved to the freaking system. I feel like they got me in a system and they're watching my every move. I am on probation for a year with the chance I can get it early termination. And then so I have to do 50 hours of community service, and I have to take a DUI class. That's $300. First of all, I have to come up with $300. I'm already coming up with rent. Now I gotta come up with $300, plus any out-of-state fees that they're gonna charge me, because my license is from Connecticut. I'm not from Florida. I don't have it.
When they put the wall thing in somewhere removed,
they don't even care that
they will eventually need you to put back on.
of you as a person. They don't care of the college degrees you got. They don't care about what you're doing for the community. They don't care if you're a published author. They don't care.
No, that's okay. I just wondered because, we had
They just see this.
In terms of trying to maintain as much structural integrity as we can.
No, correct.
And
no,
then
the plan
I don't
was
even
to
drink.
put
I
the
don't
tiles
even
back
care
after we
for
got everything
alcohol.
out.
I can have fun without it.
And we actually have enough spares
And then
to put them up
what
in
else?
the tunnel with the touch ball. I can now
After
turn on
that,
with one button on.
they
one
just
button
want,
off,
and then they charge him
and then when
to
you turn
put
it back on, all you need to do this
a
to
boot
force
on
it.
a car for 10 days. The car's not here.
So they got my handshake.
They're gonna say, "Oh well, call your mom and see if she could put a boot on the car."
I'm going to call Don.
Why?
Yeah, he's got to call, ask him, then
If the car's not here, why would I call my mom and say, "Hey, can you put a boot on my car?"
Hi, Janet.
And it's like, another thing that I learned, this is testing times for me. This is a test of my character. This is a test of my faith. I could have been in jail, but I'm not. I'm in Mosey's Museum cleaning domino chips. I get to go home. Yes, a minor setback for a major comeback. And we're not perfect. I don't ever try to claim to be that I'm perfect. But that's one thing I feared. And laws of attraction, you will attract what you fear. So that's why it's best to not fear nothing and no one. But my fear was getting arrested. My fear was getting something on my record. Now I have a misdemeanor, a DUI misdemeanor. And, now when I get a new car, now when I get insurance, even though car insurance for me was already high, now it's going to be higher. So I think I'm going to get a car in my mom's name. Now I see why people be putting stuff in their mama name. My probation officer, I haven't met her yet. I don't meet her until December 4th, and I'm just praying that she has a good heart. She has the Spirit of God. That she's loving. That she'll come to church. She'll see how active I am in the church. What I do. She could come to my house. She can see my prayer closet. She can see the notes I have all over my walls. She can see what I do on an everyday. If she want to do a 2-mile walk with me that I do, she can do that well too. Thank you, Nikki. So, and the enemy, he only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And a thief, he doesn't break into an empty house. The enemy, he sees what I'm doing. He sees what God has me doing. And he wants to stop that. And when I was going through this situation, God brought me to Paul. The story of Paul when Paul was in jail. All he wanted was his notebook and his cloak so he could stay warm because it was cold. And he teached in the jail cell. And I was like, God, if I was to have to do jail, I would still teach your word in jail. But I didn't get jail time by the grace of God. So my job here is to just share with you guys. So that's what I'm going through right now. I wanted to see my mom. I haven't seen my mom since April. We FaceTime, and everything. I haven't seen my mom and my brothers since I left. I had the money. I was going to surprise them. For their birthday, I was going to come up and surprise them for their birthday. I can't even travel out the state of Florida unless I ask my my probation officer for permission. I have to ask somebody for permission.
Shouldn't be long. Everything's close by.
I have to ask somebody for permission to travel anywhere. It don't matter how good you are, how nice you're to people. Good people go through things. Bad people go through things. But the strong will make it through. So every night I'm praying. Every night I'm in my Bible. I'm talking to God. And I'm just hoping for better days. I'm keeping faith. That's what I worked on yesterday. To have daring faith. And that's what I'm going to do. Okay, but thank you. I'm just going to keep praying. I'm going to keep having faith. You know, this is just a story I can share with others. And yes, something is good going to be happening. Yes, I truly believe that. I truly believe that. Because a thief doesn't come in a house and steal anything from an empty home. The enemy sees what God has for me, but he don't see the full story. He don't see how God gonna get me through this. And the enemy always try to attack me, and he don't realize every time you attack me, every time you put me through a situation, that just make me stronger. It just pull me closer to God. When you gonna give up? Like, devil, you gotta give up. You're defeated. You know? I'm gonna keep praising God. I'm gonna keep loving Him. You know, any pain I go through, I turn it into something positive. This is just something working on my next book. My trip to Florida has showed me a lot. And it's only going to bring me closer to God and help me in my next book. Help me when I get called to do speaking engagements. You know, the church I attend, I met with the first lady of the church. We spoke about women moving forward. She wants to see how she can help me and other women in the church that are doing things, and she was impressed by a lot of the things that I have. She was like, "Oh my gosh, you have a lot. You've been doing a lot, and you actually have paperwork and stuff. Like, you are serious about this." I said, "Yes, I'm serious about God's work." And so I may, keep me in prayer, I may be teaching the teens at the church, doing like sessions, mentoring them at the church I attend, and part of the First Impressions team, which is like the usher board, part of that. So I'm doing things, and Uber, I'm walking. Yesterday I did 3 miles from community service to walk all the way to my house. It was 3 miles the long way. I did it. It's 2 miles the short way. So let me tell you how God also works. Every morning I was waking up and I was going all the way around, walking, and it was 2 miles a day. God was preparing me for this day. He was preparing me for community service and for me to be able to walk home the short way, which is 2 miles. Even though I have a bad leg, hip be hurting, God got me. And I just got to keep the faith. And I got to believe and trust Him. I got to remember who my God is. I have to remember I am a child of God. And I have to remember no weapon formed against me shall prosper, and every tongue that rise up against me in judgment shall be condemned. I also have to remember, seek ye first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. It's little things, little scriptures that when He say, remember them and put them to your heart, so you can say them to yourself when you're in the middle of doing this and you can't get your Bible out and look for scriptures, or you can't get your phone out and do that. He wants you to remember. He wants your heart. And God, He got my heart. He got my attention. He got the whole me. So I had to share that with you guys. I cleaned out all the dominoes. But I am still Jamisa Desmain Brown. I am not that DUI charge. I am not what the enemy says I am. I am what God says I am. I am what I know I am. So you guys just keep me in prayer. You know. Thank you for the encouragement. Thank you for the prayers in advance. Just thank you. All right. You guys have a blessed day. It's Thursday. Later, y'all.